Welcome, guys. We're finally here. We're finally here. It's Soiree Sands, where we're going to be doing casinos and amusement parks and all kinds of fun stuff. Now, what have you missed? Not a lot, actually. Gifted 10 million so we can get started. And if you look next door at the cash cow, down here I put in some extra power, water, sewage, and we're buying power and water and sewage from the rest of the region, and we've got loads, so we don't need to worry about basic services. Garbage we'll deal with locally, and like fire and health and police and stuff like that. Anyway, enough of the boring stuff. Let's get building, because this is gonna be, I think it's gonna be cool. Now, some of you guys have been asking me to do one thing, you know, I'll build, you know, like a really mega big city, really high income casino town, and some of you have been wanting sort of more of a pretty thing, and some people want segregated and some people don't. So what I'm gonna do, because I didn't want to build like a mega casino city, because I don't think it would look good. In fact, it wouldn't look good. They look awful. So what I'm going to do a pretty little casino amusement park town here, right? And then I'm going to do a completely separate project, right, which is going to be how to build a mega casino city, you know, and it's going to be like huge revenues, like 5-10 million a day, and it's going to be huge and awesome. So that's going to be a separate thing. We'll talk about that later. Right, let's get building, I think. Now, when you start, and I've said this before, you want to start by looking at your infrastructure. Okay, so things like ferries, trains, you want a good idea of where they are, probably put some stuff in. So ferries are going to be kind of important, so I'm going to put some ferries in first, and I'm gonna, like, okay, right, I'm going to put one in down there because that's as far as we can go that way, and then I want one kind of on, kind of somewhere on this corner, sort of there-ish. Yeah, that'll do. And then I'm going to put one kind of in the middle. Right. Now, these, I should point out, are not owned by the Sea Cup Ferry Company. More about that later. We'll come to that. We'll come to that. Now, okay, so we've got our ferries in, right? Now, the big thing about this place is it's going to be, like Soiree Sands Beach, it's going to be a seaside resort, okay? So what do you have at the seaside? Well, I think it would be kind of cool to have streetcars. Like in the UK we call them trams, and it's kind of a usual thing that you'll have trams going along the seafront. So I think we're going to do that. So I think we should get the old, now I want this to be a bit curvy. God, that was tough. All right, let's bring this round here. Now, I am going to segregate this. Now, or should I say, I'm going to try and segregate this. Now, casino towns are difficult, okay, because of the traffic. They're not impossible, but if you segregate, then it's going to impose some limitations on you, and we'll talk about that because I think it's kind of important to understand. Now, the thing about segregation, the reason to segregate is all about controlling or eliminating traffic, right? If you don't have traffic problems, then you don't need segregation. Remember, segregation is just a tool. It's not like, oh my God, we must segregate, okay? Now, tourist towns you can build, and there are ways to eliminate all the traffic without using segregation. But some of you guys wanted to see segregation, so we'll do segregation. Okay, now, okay, so what this is the layout, I think. Now I'm gonna have some cheap ass casinos. I want them garish and flash, like the whole thing about this town. If it's got a flashing light on it, I want it. I want that, like at night, I want this thing lit up like a Christmas tree on steroids. So we're going to go for some cheap ass casinos down here, and it's going to be really cheap and tacky, flashing lights. It's going to look great and horrible at the same time. Then round here, I'm going to put in the amusement park, and we're going to have the Ferris wheel. We're going to have all the entrances. We're going to have the roller coaster. This is going to be all amusement park, and then we'll put in like the secondary rides like behind, but I want all the primary attractions right on the seafront, right? Maximum impact. So when we're looking at it from out to sea, this is just, it's all going to be just flashing lights. Now, in the center, I was kind of thinking like what are we going to do in the center? Now, one thing we kind of haven't done is to have some kind of circle in the center. I know we kind of did circles a little bit in the because we had the roads in the HQ, but kind of wasn't like this. So I want to do something a bit different. So now this is going to be a little bit tricky. I may have to do this like 15 times to try and get exactly the right size and shape. I want it kind of about here. Let's put that in, right, and we'll see how we go, right? Now, what I thought was, we've got the cheap casinos over here, right? In the center, how about we have some medium wealth and some high wealth, right? So we'll put that in. Right, and we'll have the casinos around the outside, and we'll put all the stuff with the flashy lights. So we'll try and get this to be a big lit up thing. And I was thinking, well, what can we put in the middle? And I was looking at landmarks and stuff like that, and yeah, you know, nothing really kind of fit properly. Nothing looked like, and then it suddenly occurred to me, right? I've never used the balloon parks, right? Because I've never had a city where it was appropriate. Like you wouldn't put the balloons in the futuristic HQ, our regional HQ over there. They'd look kind of stupid, but this place is perfect for them. Absolutely perfect. So what we're going to do is right in the center, and I might just do this now, what the hell. Now I might have made this like a touch on the small side, but I want this to be like balloon central, okay? So no half measures with this. We're gonna go the full Monty. So I'm gonna put in 2 launch parks right in the center. I want balloons up the wazoo. So I'm gonna put those 2 in there. I'm gonna put the urban there and there, and I think, you know, I think I've actually got the sizing of this just about right. And sports, because there's another one, this one, the hot air balloon park, we'll put one of those there and one of those there. Okay, so we've got 6 parks producing balloons. Like, when that gets going, we should have balloons all over the place. I think that's going to be quite cool. Now, so we got that to look forward to. Alright.